Hi, welcome to Painting with Victoria. I'm Victoria Gobel, and in today's lesson, we will be painting a humpback whale. Before we get started, let's go over a few of the items we're going to use that you received in your kit. We have our paintbrushes to start off with. We have a flat brush and we have 3 round brushes. And they come in 3 different sizes, and we have our pencil. But we're going to start with the flat brush first. And this is what we are going to apply our background to. So take out all of your colors and put them on a ceramic plate. I happen to find one with these individual sections, but a plain white plate will be fine. Make sure that it's white so that you can actually see the colors on the plate. So we're going to take turquoise blue, which is actually called phthalo blue, and we're going to mix it with some white just to make a really beautiful medium turquoise color. This color is so pretty. And then what we're going to do is just create a motion on our canvas by just going in little half circles like this. And this just creates a motion on the canvas. And so I'm just going to keep doing the same thing. If I get a little low, I just make a little bit more and apply this beautiful color throughout the canvas. As I get further down, I want to make sure that there's more coverage. Leave this white up here because we're going to apply some different colors on top of that. So let's just keep going. And I'm going to go ahead and add more phthalo blue as I get further down. And this just makes it look like the ocean is getting deeper. This paint is so creamy and just glides on beautifully. And this is why I wanted to make these kits so that you could have the same quality experience that I have. So I have included these beautiful paints by Nova Color. As I get further down, I want to just use the straight phthalo blue and graduate over to the Payne's Gray, which is right here. And I'm going to just apply that straight. It looks like it's black, but it's not. It's actually kind of a navy blue color. And we're going to apply this to the bottom, and this is the depths of the sea down here at the bottom. So go ahead and just make sure you get it all the way down to the bottom and blend it right into the dark phthalo blue right here. Just keep blending and blending. Okay, just got a little bit more to go, and then we're going to work on the top. This is what's called applying wet on wet paint. And as you can see, the reason why it's blending so nicely is because it's wet. If it dried, it wouldn't blend, and then we would have to keep applying wet paint on top of that. So make sure that you work as quick as you can on this part. Okay, so I'm blending up and blending up, and now I'm going to go back. First, I'm going to rinse out my brush, get rid of that Payne's Gray that's on it, and then I'm going to apply some phthalo green, which is this beautiful emerald green color right here. So I'm going to apply that to the turquoise, the phthalo blue, a little bit of white to make a beautiful aqua color, and I'm going to go ahead and start applying it right about here and blend it downwards. If you find that your blue color has already dried, then just apply some more of that. Okay, so as I go up, I want this color to get lighter and lighter. And the only way you can do that is to apply white. So I'll apply some white to that. Remember, we're going in half circle motion. Okay, and where I originally put those 2 colors, the blue and the white together, I'm going to go ahead and reapply that up here. Get that wet again and blend that right down to my green color. Here we go. Almost there. So now I'm at the very top of my canvas, and at this point I really want that sunlight to be coming through. So this is where I'm going to just, don't even rinse out your brush. I'm just going to take my paintbrush and dip it in white and a little bit of yellow to make this very light mint color. But the yellow creates sunlight. And then I'm just going to apply it towards the top and work that way down. Just keep working it down until it blends right in with the blue color. Okay, at this point, I'm going to do a little bit of detail on the water, and then we're going to let it dry. So I'm going to take my paintbrush and just dip it right into the white, and I'm just going to create these little watermarks. And if it kind of comes out chunky, that's okay, because it's going to dry flat. And just keep applying. We're always going in that circular motion. And not too far down, just right, I think we're going to stop right about here. So I'm going to do a couple more with the white. I think this is good. I think this is a place I want to stop. Take this outside, let it dry for about 10 minutes, or you can take a blow dryer if there's no sun outside. But we'll come back after it's really dry and apply the whale. Okay, so your canvas should be dry enough to touch, and I always say just rub your hand across it and make sure that it's not sticky. So take out your template, the whale template, and I always like to put my templates somewhere off to the right or to the left, but in this one I think you should put it right in the middle. And I would say keep his fin somewhat in the dark, but most of him in the lighter part of the blues. So once you position this right where you want it, now you're going to take your pencil and carefully trace all the way around your whale. Okay, so I've gone around my entire template, so lift it off, make sure that you see everything, that you didn't miss anything. And then we're going to block it in with the Payne's Gray, the color that kind of looks like black. So let's take out our number 6 round brush, and we're going to dip that right into the Payne's Gray and start filling in the whale completely. Okay, so I'm just about finished blocking in the whale with the Payne's Gray. Look it over, make sure that it's pretty solid by just rebrushing over a few areas that look like it's light. Okay, so this is a good place to stop. We're going to let this dry, and then we're going to go do all the detail on our whale. Okay, so your whale is nice and dry, and before we get started doing the detail, there's a couple of things I want you to sketch on your whale using your template that came in your kit. We're going to lay it right over the top, and there's a hole where the eye goes, so go ahead and sketch that in. And I've actually had this sketched in for you, so this is where you're going to have to use your own skills to kind of sketch out where the top of his mouth goes. And I say just hold it up to there. It doesn't have to be exact, just close enough. And then there's this fin that's right here in the front. So we want to make sure that that one doesn't blend in with the second fin that's on his other side. So I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm not even sure how well this shows up, but You'll see later why we have to do this. Okay, so I've just got this little bit of pencil mark right here, and the fin in front. Everything else is ready to go. So let's start off with the under part of his mouth right here in the bottom. And so take out your small paintbrush. It is a number 2 round. So we're gonna go ahead and dip that in turquoise blue and white. And we're gonna go ahead and apply that underneath. Let's see, and I'm gonna go around his fin a little bit, and I'm just sort of scratching it on, okay? I'm going to go ahead and leave a little bit of the dark part as an outline, so don't go all the way to the edge. And we're just kind of scratching it on. Doesn't have to be perfect because this whale has a lot of flaws in his skin with barnacles and things like that. So I think I'm gonna just stop right there, just kind of coming around his fin. And we're gonna go ahead and take the same process and do it along the top. Now, the light from the top is hitting the top of his body, so I wanna make sure that those are the same colors. So we're gonna go ahead and take that yellow and white and mix it with the turquoise blue just to get a really pretty aqua color. And I did include a sponge in your kit, and watch closely because we're going to do this in a couple of layers. So I'm going to start by just skating it across the top of my whale. And then we're going to use that sponge and blend it down. And quickly you're going to see a lot of motion in your whale. He's really going to start to take shape now. And just do it again. And we're just kind of scrubbing it on there. And then as I come across his tail right here, I want to make sure that this part, I'll do this part first. And then this is the back part of his tail, and I'll do that second. Okay. And scratch it on with your sponge. And this is a good time to stop and just look at it and see if you want to apply more. So I am going to go ahead and make it even lighter. I'm going to add more yellow and more white to the same color. Remember, I want all of this to be reflecting on the top of his back. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it again. And this is just so fun to see it take shape with all the different layers. And again, feel free to use your sponge to blend it in. It should be inconsistent. There shouldn't be anything that looks like a big stripe across. So now we're going to go ahead and take a little bit more yellow and a little bit more white and make that even lighter. And now we're going to put the motion of water on the top of his back. And so that is just basically a lot of soft little squiggly marks like this. And this just looks like the movement of the water is reflecting on his skin. Try not to put it on too thick. If you put it on too thick, it's just not gonna look as soft and detailed. And I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it right in with his body. And maybe just, this time I think I'm gonna add more phthalo green and more yellow to my turquoise color. Kind of wanna make this part of his body a different shade. So I'm just gonna put a few little strokes right here and take that sponge and blend it into everything that I've been working on. I think that's good. That's a good place to stop. So now we're going to go ahead and work on the details. While we were painting this is already dry, so we don't even have to take it and put it out in the sun. So I'm gonna rinse my brush out. Now the whale has these little grooves in his, down in here, and they're very, very defined, and then this is also where he has his barnacles. So I'm gonna go ahead and first start with the Payne's Gray. I'll mix it with a little of that really pretty phthalo blue. And now all I'm gonna do is just follow the motion of that little squiggly line right here, and then just do a few of these little stripes. These do not have to be exactly like mine, but they definitely need to be there because it is on the whale. So we're going to go ahead and stop there, and I'm going to go ahead and put in some little dark dots right here on the edge of his mouth because that's where the barnacles are. And I might even want to come back in and outline that where his mouth is right here. Just give it a little bit of an outline. And it seems like I've lost where my eye is, but I kind of know where it is. It's right about here. Okay. Rinse your brush out. Let's go back to that light color that you made that had yellow, white, and a little bit of turquoise blue. And this is what we're going to highlight all of these little ridges right here. And so we're just going to kind of come across the top of them. Stay out of the way here. And just kind of go right along the top of what you already did, the dark lines. And then you're going to just put little dots right here to represent the barnacles. Just like that. And so the only thing left to do now is this fin in the front. And their fin in the front is usually kind of a white color, but we're not going to do it white. We're just going to take that same color that you have on your brush, and we're just going to kind of skate it across here like this. And let's go ahead and take our sponge and sort of blot it. Sometimes I use my fingers too. If you feel more comfortable using your fingers, by all means do. And then we're just going to kind of continue. And the motion of that is all of those lines are kind of going in a downward motion. So we don't want to do it like this across. We want to go up and down like this, leaving some of the Payne's Gray showing. So this is the fin in the front. We're not going to do anything to the fin in the back. We're just going to leave that. And so I'm going to just take my finger and kind of rub it in, and then just come across and a couple more little lines like this, just to have some more definition. And I want to say our whale is looking almost done. So let's go ahead and just apply a few more colors in our water. And I think what I want to do is first go with a dark color. So let's go with the phthalo blue and mix that with a tiny bit of white, just a little bit of white, just so it's not straight phthalo blue. And all I'm going to do is just hit it in a few places here, still using that small brush, just to give the water a little bit more depth. And again, use your finger if you feel you put it on too thick. That's good right there. So now I'm just going to apply white, and I want you to just take your, let's go with the number 6 round, and we're going to just stick that in white, plain white. And now we're going to just really give it some highlights of light coming through a few places, especially here on the top. And these are our final details that we're doing right now. And I did forget the little highlight in his eye. They all have a little kind of a white dot just like that where his eye is. And yeah, I'm feeling really good about this, so this is a good place to stop, but feel free if you want to work on your painting some more, go ahead. There's only one thing left to do, and that's sign your painting. So I'm going to go ahead and sign my painting and call it done. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. If you like this class, go to my online store and there you'll see all my lessons. And do this with a friend, have a painting party, and just enjoy yourself. Painting is supposed to be fun, and it is fun. So bye for now. See you soon.